Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back for our third year and today we're managing our first league game as we take Kettering Town to Farsley Celtic. It promises to be a brilliant moment as I've really loved this series for the last couple of years and the FM20 edition promises to be a cracker even from it being much harder to get a job. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet then do click on the eye above just so you can see how the job hunt went, and we talked in depth about how we managed the side and we also introduced all of the players and staff at Kettering, many of whom you otherwise won't be aware of. So go and get your introductions to those and then pop back over when you're done and come and see us playing our first league game as we try and edge away from that relegation pack. A massive thank you to everyone who's joined in and watched the first episode and supported the new series as always. I really do appreciate it. If you're enjoying it then please do put a thumbs up on the video, and if you're new to the channel then subscribe for daily FM20 content. We're on a new schedule now with this series, so we'll be rotating our 2 long-term stories each day. So this head coach story's here today and then tomorrow it'll be our Dorking Wanderer story, and that'll carry on every day now till Christmas where we'll have our usual special mini-series. But today we're back as mentioned for our first league game at Kettering, having managed a couple of FA Cup games already, and the fact is Farsley Celtic shows you that everything hasn't quite gone to plan. We were taken to a replay in our first match by the lower tier side and just edged past them in the home match, so it doesn't leave me too confident for today, but we have managed to get a couple of players in since. Our director of football's been taking advantage of the loan market and he's managed to get us a couple of really good players. So let's go and have a look at the transfers to start with. Of course that's the most important thing. Our director of football in charge of it and he's used the last bit of wage budget wisely. So in our transfer history there's a couple of players going out, both of whom I think were on the loan list before. Christian and Better was the third choice keeper. Our director of football's loaned him to Salisbury. It's 120 quid off the wage bill, so certainly no complaints about that. And then Joel Carter's gone to the same club. He was on £150 a week, a player I arguably could have used at this level, but in fairness our director of football has gone and replaced him, so I'm not going to complain too much yet. We've got 2 players that have come in on loan, both of whom are going to be invaluable to our first team. First is Reece Kavanagh, the player we were crying out for, a striker on loan from Bristol Rovers. 4-star ability, 5-star potential, an advanced forward who can play alongside Nimmerly. He's got a brilliant finishing attributes and is fantastic physically. He's just such a good player for this level. He could easily play in the National League and I'm delighted he's joined us here. He's going to be first choice and he'll definitely play all season. Barring injuries, he's going to be a superstar. And then the second one is Tom Pugh. Of course, as you know from the replacement for Carter, a central midfielder on loan from Scunthorpe. Not the perfect attribute balance for the type of player I like, but 3.5-star ability, 5-star potential, only paying 70 quid a week for him, and he's a good central midfielder going forward. Got good technical ability, good passer with good vision. I worry physically he can't play twice a week, but he should be able to contribute immensely, and it's going to be his first professional appearance this week, so hopefully he'll be able to do well in it. He's one of those players that's very early in his development. He's going to need a lot of patience, but he's better than what we've got at the club already, so we're certainly going to give him that time. So given my worries based on the attributes of our director of football, I really am quite pleasantly surprised by those 2 loans, although it may have had something to do with the staff that have been brought in, and they have been really exceptional so far. So we've got a new assistant manager, which is Alexi Norman. He's an amateur staff member on a non-contract basis, a month-to-month deal, we're not paying him at all, and he's just fairly average across the board. But in terms of the new signings, there's one standout person, Chief Scout Lee Blackham. He looks really solid, 8 for ability, 7 for potential judgment, and at this level that's fairly decent, and hopefully he'll contribute to those good signings. The ones that he left on the transfer list when we joined, unfortunately are all still available. There doesn't seem to be much happening in that front. It looks like most of them aren't really wanted. So we've still definitely got that big deficit at right back, an area we're clearly weaker now, but everywhere else I'd argue we're okay and we'll certainly be able to compete for survival. If we look at the dynamic screen, everything's looking pretty good at the moment, just inside the green, but I'm hoping the players will get on side quickly. To do that we need 2 or 3 results, and we managed to get a couple so far. We obviously weren't helped by the fact that our caretaker manager did a great job. He got 3 wins in his 4 games, and we joined on the crest of a wave and have managed to keep the largely unbeaten run going. So we drew 1-1 in our first game, which was away against Redditch in the FA Cup. Aaron O'Connor with a first half goal, a late equaliser, a screamer from Adam Palmer, and he did the same in the second game as well, to be fair, though he managed to nick it 4-3 in the end. We were 3-1 up before being pegged back, though Aaron Connor scored an absolute rocket with 4 minutes to go, literally 40 yards out, bullet strike into the top corner, absolutely rifled it in, and Nimmerly got his first goal of the season as well, so plenty of positive signs moving forward. We had Kavanagh make his debut off the bench, and we did play a largely rotated side in both of these games. I was trying to look at the backups to see who I could rely on, and as it turned out, probably not too many. But I'm really looking forward to this first game today, playing Farsley Celtic with a couple of new reinforcements. So let's go and get into it and see what the media think. They've got Farsley as slight favourites, couple of unavailable players, one with a twisted ankle, and we're going to be relying on our new signings, as well as a few of the experienced pros. What I am going to do over the season is look at a few elements of the club. So in the next episode we're going to focus on training. I've set up loads of individual trainings for some of these young players. It's really focused and detailed, and I hope you'll get something out of it. So that's what I'll show in the next one, as I quite often get asked questions about training. But although we haven't got a very large squad, and a few of the players are on non-contract or transfer listed, I think we've still got enough to do well. One of the problems is our first choice goalkeeper Idem's on international duty with the Nigeria youth team, so thankfully that's why we've probably got a good backup. Paul White coming in for the game today. He's joined by Vidal and Scars at fullback, with Graham and Williams in the middle. As promised, we're playing our standard 4-4-2, just trying to make things a little bit simpler. We've got Kelly and Meikle on the wings, Kennedy joined by the new signing Pugh in the middle. None of them really got familiar roles that suit the way I like to play, or that suit a 4-4-2 to be honest. So Pugh's going in as a deep line playmaker, trying to take advantage of those technical stats. With his passing and vision, he should be able to find the wide men, and in turn they can get crosses in for the target man. Then Nimmerly's up front in that role, joined by the new signing Kavanagh, and I'm hoping he'll have the effect of Jason Pryor by getting on the end of hundreds of crosses. So we've set all of the wide men to try and find the target man from crosses, just as we did in our other series. It seemed to work well there when we didn't have the most technically gifted players, and that certainly applies here largely, so we're going to try and take advantage again. So we've gone for the standard wing play, which I absolutely love at this level. It's worked so well for me in the past. Last year with Torquay, as well as this season with Dorking, it's the way I prefer to play anyway, so we're going to take advantage of wide areas and try and get lots of balls into the box. In possession we're going to be slightly more direct, play at a higher tempo. We've not got a great deal of quality in midfield or at the right side of our defence in truth, so we're just going to try and go long pretty quickly and get the ball to the front four who can do damage. We're going to focus play out wide and try and get crosses in as mentioned, pass it into space in behind. We've got Reece Kavanagh running onto some of those balls and hopefully he'll score plenty of goals. In transition we want to counter-attack, but we're not going to be too urgent with the press when we lose it. We're just going to get back into our shape slightly, though we're not going to commit to being too defensive. No need for us to try and speed things up either. We haven't got the fitness in the side to do so, and we've dropped our line of engagement up front. I just want to try and protect the midfield. It's not our strongest area, particularly in the middle, and I know we're going to need to be patient, so I want to try and protect the weakest area of the team while not losing all of our attacking impetus. We're going to stay on our feet, which I always do, but we're not going to try and press up front. We've not got enough legs and we're not high enough up the pitch, so we can't really push our pressing game that high. It does leave a little bit of a gap between midfield and attack, as we're not going to be pressing too urgently, but either way I think we'll still do okay, particularly as we're playing more direct. So let's go and get into our first game against Farsley. Let me know in the comments what you think the score will be. No cheating, let's see how many are correct. I'm sure it'll be a pretty close encounter. Well, it's a back three for Farsley, a formation I often struggle against. They've got a few decent players in there, but I haven't heard of as many as usual, so it's going to be an interesting game for us. We're obviously playing off 4-4-2, a clash of two styles definitely, and let's hope ours comes out on top. Let's talk to the lads and try and encourage them. The new assistant manager's gone for that every time. The lads not completely on side yet, but most of them still listening keenly. Into the kick-off then, it's certainly going to be an interesting game. I've no idea which way this is going to go, and for the head coach, because we're more focused on the pitch action, we haven't got much say off it. We're trying to build a side with our tactical shape. We're going to show it on extended highlights. So you're going to see a little bit more of these games than you do from the Dorking Wanderers series, but in that game it's all about managing a whole club, including all the off the pitch stuff. Here we don't have to worry about that at all, so it's all about making this side look good. 15 gone and it's still 0-0. I'm pretty happy with how we started so far. Well, I know it's not been the most exciting, but we've restricted them to no shots on target, and to to be honest, I'd definitely take a 0-0 in the first game, away against the side in the top half. But hang on a minute, Kavanagh's in on the left, been taken a little bit wide. He tried to cross it, but there was no one in there. I really need my target man attacking that. It's a long ball forward by Farsley, but it's only flicked to Graham, and Williams gets it right to the right back, and we come down the wing again. Here's Meikle on the halfway line. Inside to Kennedy, whose pass is blocked. Pugh gets it the youngster out to Scars, making his debut in professional football, don't forget, or semi-pro as this is. Out to Kelly on the left, can he deliver? The experienced winger into Nimmerly. Good header, but just wide, and that's the sort of chance we want to create. A quarter of the game gone, it's still 0-0, but I've been quite encouraged by the openings we've made. It's a long ball from the Farsley goal kick, brought down by the target man well, and the three men in midfield really dominating there. That's the extra man showing dividends. Into the box and Williams clears. Only as far as Atkinson though. Scar's holding him up and he gets the block in. It's behind for a goal kick. I thought it was going to be a corner. I'm not quite sure why a goal kick was given, hence I got surprised halfway through the line. Long ball forward which the keeper clears. Why didn't you just pick it up, son? He's gone long and he's conceded possession, and now Farsley are in at the other end. Baldwin on the left wing. The right back's closing in, but we've already established there's not much quality there. Falls for Clayton on the edge and his shot's blocked, and Atkinson can't keep it in. It's a throw in for Farsley on the right, and they're just starting to get on top. Is Atkinson to take the throw in as we continue where we left off. Kelly intercepts and clears long, and it's going to fall to the midfielder Walton. He gets it wide out to Atkinson. He's got time on the ball and finds Sayers. The extra man in midfield really showing in the possession stat. It's out to Atkinson on the overlap again. Back to Sayers who shoots. It's a good block, but it only falls to Walton. This is a really good spell for the home side. Walton again in central midfield. Up to Herdman the striker. Out to Atkinson the right wing back. He finds Sayers in space. There's so much time as Walton gets it again. They're just working through us easily. Herdman shoots. He's just wide of the post, and he says it took a block off Williams. It's a corner kick. Baldwin delivers to the back stick. Kennedy with a really strong head away. Kelly bringing it forward. It's been a really long spell of highlights. Kavanagh's in if he can find the pass. He delays it and goes back to Williams, and that's the chance of the counter-attack lost. It's back to Scars, the left back though. He goes long over the top. Kavanagh's in, but is he offside? Shoots and it's saved. It's going to be given offside anyway, but the goalkeeper wasn't to know it. It's a throw on the right for Farsley. It's Atkinson to take it. Scars does well to win the initial pass, but it's back in the box and Meikle clears away. We do look under a little pressure, and they keep getting the ball 25 yards out, and we all know how good long shots are in this game. Meikle clears long again towards Kavanagh. Never going to get there though. Ellis picks it up on the right side, and he gets it forward to Herdman. Williams heads away as far as Walton, but it's still pressure from Farsley Celtic. Sayers out to Atkinson on that right wing. How many times has he had it out there? Another chance to cross the ball here, and it goes back to the edge to Walton. Brings it down and plays it to the spare man Sayers. Shoots and it's into the corner, and that was what we talked about from the edge. The worry of giving them too many shots, and their first shot on target flies into the net. We trail 1-0 on the stroke of half time. Slight apologies for the voice, which is just starting to croak. Not the start we were hoping for. We're going to tell the lads assertively we're disappointed, and Pugh the youngster losing confidence as we mentioned. The rest of them pretty well fired up. It's not worked as we try to get him back on side. The encouragement not working for the youngster. We'll give it 10 or 15 minutes more before we go a bit more attacking. We'll try and chase the game as Meikle's in behind here. It's got to be a foul. He was in on goal surely. Definitely at least a yellow. Arguably could have been a red, though Meikle had a long way to go to goal. We've got Aaron O'Connor on the bench who could come on that right hand side. Graham hits the post as a highlight starts. Another weird time for one to begin. We've had that a few times in this year's game. Not quite sure what's causing it, but with 5 minutes gone in the second half, it's still 1-0 to Farsley Celtic. It's a long ball forward towards the defender, headed away as far as Meikle. He's got time to take on his man again. Can he get a second yellow off him? He can't, but he does get to the byline, and he knocks it back to the right back Vidal. Good ball into the box. Atkinson heads away, only as far as Kelly though. It's bobbling around there, though it's cleared eventually. Farsley going long downfield. Falls for Vidal, the right back, as we have to start from the back again. Meikle's lost it in the middle though, and he still manages to come out with a ball. Baldwin nicks it the second time though. Back to Higgins, the centre half. How long until we get a chance in this game? Probably not long enough. Spencer's in at the other end. He's one-on-one. He's got to score, but he puts it wide at a post. We've mentioned one-on-ones in the FM20 beta. Often been a bit of a problem, and I'm recording this a little bit earlier on the beta version, so that's probably why he missed it. Walton shoots from the edge of the box. That goes wide at a post, and we've just under an hour gone. We're going to have to think about how we can change the game. Right, an hour now on the clock. We're going to go positive just to try and get a little bit further forward. If we can get Kavanagh up there and create a chance, I'm hoping it'll pay dividends. He gets it out to Kelly on the left, but he only keeps it in with his head. It's Ellis at the back for Farsley. Inside to the centre half and now Walton. They're coming forward. There's so much time there. We just haven't got the fitness to close them. And you can see where our weakness is in midfield. We just haven't got the ability to close down. It's Walton to Clayton. Of course, we haven't even got our first choice substitute bench available. A few of them still tired from the midweek game against Redditch. That means we're a little bit depleted there and probably haven't got all the game changers we want. But as Ellis goes long from halfway, Spencer's in one-on-one, beats the keeper and puts it in. It's 2-0 and game over. And unfortunately, we're going to lose our first league game. We put up a fight in the first half. It's been a pretty even match, but we've not done anything to deserve the victory and we can't complain at the scoreline. It's Kelly with an outswinging corner though. Can we get back into it? Beats everyone, including Nimmerly, the target man. Pugh just about keeps it in, but he's lost possession immediately. Back to Vidal in our own half. Got a 2-on-1 back there, and we've got to be careful as we get it clear. Long over the top, Baldwin deals with it. He goes short to Higgins. Extended highlights is certainly been. Walton's got it into the holding role. Back to Baldwin again, and a long ball forward is stopped up by Smiles. We've just got to make sure this doesn't get embarrassing. We've got to keep confidence up. As Scars goes long over the top, Kavanagh's in. Can he find a shot? He does, but it's straight into the keeper's hands. Bit of a weird animation there, but with a quarter to go, it's still 2-0. Let's go and make some changes, and I'm going to change one thing tactically as well. I'm going to make our attacking line a bit higher up the pitch, just so they're not sitting quite so deep. And we'll go back to balanced with that, so it's our usual tactic, and just see if it works any better. Meikle's had a poor game on the right. I'm going to replace him on that side. And T's going to come on. He's a bit more attacking. And we'll just try and push him forward if we can. And then Richards will come on in the middle for the young midfielder. Tom Pugh's been a little bit nervy today. It's his debut. We can't expect too much too soon. And Richards will become a central midfielder. We've got one more sub, but I'll leave it for now, as I don't think there's anyone that can improve us on the bench. Into the last quarter, it's a white goal kick, long down the left-hand side. Kelly brings it down and he goes back to Scars. We need that left wing to make the difference for us. Scars ain't hit aimlessly forward though. He's not found anyone at all. And don't forget, we are missing our first choice keeper today, though it's certainly not an area we've got a weak backup, so I don't know if I can even use it as an excuse, as Spencer's in behind again, shoots and it's blocked and deflects off another man. I can feel the confidence unravelling. In fact, I can watch it unravel in front of me. It really is going wrong since the second goal. That don't look like they've got anything to give up top. And with 15 to go, it's still 2-0. We're going to make the last change for the sake of it. Try and get another player on the pitch. Solcon's a bit of an experienced man. Milnes can come on in the middle too. We'll protect the central midfielder Kennedy. He's had a couple of injuries since we joined the club. And Milnes will come on as a box-to-box midfielder. It's his preferred role for the last 10 minutes. We're going to go all out attack and see if we can get something out of it. But it's more likely we'll concede at this end. Isn't T back to Vidal from a throw-in? Can we just go long over the top? Find a long ball into Kavanagh. He's in one-on-one. Can he finish it? He does. He beats the keeper and in. Vidal sets it up fantastically. And with 8 to go, we've got a glimmer of hope. And we're going to throw the kitchen sink at them. 2-1 and Kavanagh scores in his first league start. Hopefully that's a good sign for the season to come. We need our home form to be good on the smaller pitch. And T makes a dangerous tackle in his box. Falls for Walton who shoots. Flies just over the bar. I think the keeper just about had it covered, but it's still 2-1 to the home team. If we play like this at home, I think we will win a fair few games. Just got to get more balls into the box against sides who are a bit more defensive. Walton has another shot. It's blocked by Graham. It's behind for a corner kick, and it is not where we want the ball to be in stoppage time. It's going to be an in-swinger from the home side. Where's he going to go in the box here? We need to get it away and hoof it long downfield, and then chase it as quickly as possible. It's in by Park into the box. Time wasting at its best. Kelly and Milnes combine to clear. Only falls for Sayers at the edge. He opened the scoring today, but he's not able to do it that time. 3 minutes of stoppage time gone. Scars throws it into Richards. Can we get it in once more? And T's there. It falls for Kelly. Shoot, will ya? It's a penalty. 94th minute. Reece Kavanagh will take it. Apologies for the voice. It completely disappeared there. But we have got a penalty with the last kick of the game. And Reece Kavanagh stepping up to take it. What a way it would be to nick a point. Please put it in. I can barely watch. If we get a point here, this is a brilliant sign. Kavanagh steps up. It's into the bottom corner. We nick a point at Farsley Celtic, a draw away to a top half side. What a fantastic turnout that is. You can argue we didn't deserve it in the end, but what a fantastic bit of spirit from the lads, and it's got to be just about the last kick of the game. Where is that referee's whistle? Long ball forward from Brownswood towards the defender who clears. Vidal heads it out for a throw and the final whistle goes. We nicked the point via Reece Kavanagh and we owe our director of football big time. What a signing, what a finisher. Had an awful game up until that point, but two brilliant finishes to make it 2-2, and we get a point against the top half side on the road. I think I've learned today that my voice isn't entirely recovered, especially when that penalty was awarded, but we've done brilliantly to come back and get a point, and that's only going to build the confidence in the club, and I'm so excited by that one, as we've got a relegation rival at home next. So Brackley Town lost today, they stay in 21st on 10 points, and if we beat them with our game in hand, we could even be as high as 13th place. That's a really good sign for us just after joining, but I'm not going to get carried away just yet. I'm very excited about that point though. Reece Kavanagh's certainly going to get the praise. Brilliant in front of goal, he was the poacher we needed, and today he was our hero. 2 goals on his league debut. So plenty of drama in our first game, and I'd happily take that for the rest of the series. What a fantastic start it's been. I really hope you did enjoy the game. If you did, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of our Kettering side. Is there anything in our tactic you think we should change? Do you think there's anyone else I should be picking in the team? I think with our first choice keeper to come back, we could become a really good side. And we were only held due to that first half wonder strike and our goal scorer scoring goals for fun. That's all we can ask for at this stage. We'll come back in about a month or so's time. I don't know which games are the biggest down there yet, to be honest. Let's see who are the bottom 3. We've got Bradford, Brackley and Leamington down there. Brackley obviously our next game. I think we've got a lot of top half sides after that, and of course our FA Cup tie at National League Halifax, and then I think we'll probably come back for the Gloucester game. That one's away from home and it's against the closest side to our position. They're in 15th place and hopefully we'll be above them by the time we get to that one. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM20 content. Don't forget we're on our new schedule now, so we'll have the head coach every other day at 4:30, and on the other days it will be our Dorking Wanderer story. I'm really enjoying both of them and hope you are too. If you did miss it when the game was released, then you can click back and see my Luton Town beta save. Just a 1-season challenge as we try to keep them in the Championship on a shoestring budget after 2 successive promotions. There's also 2 episodes a week from my Cricket 19 career. They're on Tuesday and Saturday at midday. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support of the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time for what will inevitably be more drama as we go away to Gloucester as the National League North season hots up.